Yeah, and they're quite, yeah, and they're just out of the creamed base sort of acrylic paint. But I thought I'd just try them. I do test things a lot actually before I put them onto my work. You know, sometimes you can go at a bull at a gate and go, oh no, it'll be right. But once you've done it, it's sort of, yeah. So I've just mixed this cream up into the colour that I want. I don't really even know what colour it is, but this is the colour that I liked. And catch, I'm just going to go in on this piece of tissue over this stencil just to see how that works. And dry it. I mean, it works quite, it's quite dark on there, but I think that I've made that a little bit lighter. Thick either, but I quite like that, but I think it needs to be a little bit of our these pieces, this, not this particular, I'm not going to tissue, I'm actually just going to stencil on, but I'd like these to be up here, but I think I'd like them to be a little bit more like on the paper. It seems to be quite cream on there. We'll leave that for another day. I might get just the fractionist, there's a word, of art word, that one. That's going to be miles too much, for sure. This. Let's see. Just go down that side there. Head is thinking. Okay. All right. Put that aside. Put that aside. Now, okay. Over the whole piece, like so. I'm going to just and some up there. So that's fabulous. I'm going to let that just dry out because it won't be quite as strong. And I might just put it to dry out for a second and I'll be back. Back, and I decided that while that one was drying, I would decide which one I was actually going to utilize this acrylic color paint up, because obviously it's blue background on that one though, didn't I? So let's just have a look what I've come up with, these three different ways of Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, this one. Going to colour, pulled off all that paint. Paint out is, but I'm not too sure that I shouldn't move it over just a little bit, actually. I'm just doing that because I want it to be nice and background. That dry up. I will be back. Right, now I've cleaned up all of that that part. Now what I've decided on this particular small project is that I want to put a gold print of the wattle right about there, I'm thinking. Whether I can get that to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a little play. Let me put that aside for a moment. I'm just going to have a little play with the jelly plate to see whether or not I can print what I'm thinking. So I don't actually want to make a whole heap of prints, but I really just need to know that that is actually going to work. So I've just got my little jelly plate out, and I might get my second brayer out, I think, because what I want to do is cover that with gold. Sides. Sure that I use my no, I will use that tissue. Just see whether or not I can come up with chance at doing that though on it, and that'd be it done. So we'll just give it a whirl first. So, well, that didn't really work very much, did it? Let's see about, so the paper didn't pick up that much, but let's just see about the, but the tissue did. Okay, well, that is tissue that is on top of that. So, right, I'm going to give it a whirl. Going to put some more of that down. Roll it out on here. Okay. Business, this one, this little bit. Expected it to okay, that is fine. All covered. Right, move that aside, clean my fingers. Righto, then bring back the piece I'm working on. Pick it up. I do have tweezers somewhere, but just going to get my sprayer. That actually works. Really well. Beautifully on here. Oh yes, fantastic. All right, hands cleaned. That is awesome. Okay, I love it. Love it. Hands cleaned. Okay. That is. Now, of course, I think the only part for me now will be ink, because you know I ink. So I think that that's enough on that. So I will be doing the ink tents on the bird, maybe highlighting some of the bird and some black or something. I haven't really thought about that yet, but at this point, that's as much as I'm doing on this particular piece. I will go away now and just deal with this. I'll be back. Come back. So the other one is drying and we're moving on to number 2. So I don't know how long these videos have gone for. So if this is number 2, the second video, then hi, how you going? I'm just in my studio today, just doing these videos. So I decided that, okay, so we've glued down, we got to this, remember I used the paint left over from the first ones, because that's kind of how I work. So this one that I have finished to this point with the gold wattle print on the top, the mono print on the top of it. And this one, this paint here I used in the background just to get rid of it and to clean it up. So that's where this next one has got to. And if you remember rightly, I actually had like a frame, a couple of frames around this. So my next job is to work out whether or not I use this piece of tissue with the monoprint of wattle on, or which you can see through, right? Or whether or not I use this, which you can't see through because it's much thicker. It's still on tissue, but it's much thicker. And just add a piece in here. And I think because I've used tissue, see-through tissue on the other one, what I'll do is I'll actually utilize this piece and decide. Now, I know that you probably, if anybody else has watched my other videos, you'll know that I work out where I'm going to put, like what I need to cut out, and then I cut it out if that's all, rip it out. But I need to know where I'm going to put it. Yeah. So I need a piece of old tissue. Well, not old tissue, but you know, tissue. And I just need to work out in my mind's eye where I'm actually going to so here's I found this beautiful piece. Remember how I said it's a frame? So I found this beautiful coffee stained piece of paper, and I've decided it's actually coffee stained and got paint marks and all sorts of things on it from another project. But I decided that I might like this to be the frame. Not that it's going to be a straight frame, because I don't, you know. So maybe maybe that might be the frame. I'm not sure. So I need to figure out kind of where I'm going with that, and then cutting out, making a tissue template basically of the area that I want behind the bird. So it wouldn't be any more than that, that is for sure. So I'm just going to take that piece of tissue off because it's not going to be any more than that. I've got this really, really big piece of tissue kicking about. Oh, good Lord. All right. So I'm going to put that down, and where I want this. See, maybe the frame might need to go that way. It might need to go there. So if I have like a piece that goes along there, which is green, I just think a little piece, really. Talking to myself, terrible. I'm talking to you, really. Yes, maybe I am. So maybe there just needs to be the tiniest little piece here. Over this way, the same. There, actually. Alright, so those are the three little pieces that I think at this present moment I need to cut out of the... And then you have to decide, of course, which way you're going to go. So, do you want it to come... them come down, or be down, look, going in the background this way or that way, or up, or, you know. So we have to kind of have a think about that too. I'm going to go this way. I think I like the idea. I like the idea of this. At the bottom, I might move over to that little bit there. Just see how that goes. This piece of tissue, quite a few layers on this mono print. No, it's dried up. It does dry up sometimes. Now that's the bit there. Let's just go back. You can see what I'm doing, so I might just go off camera and just glue these pieces down so that they and come back. All right, okay, see you soon. Here we are. We've glued on, collaged on the jelly plates at the back, and I am just going to trim off those excess pieces. As you can see, this is a paper that oh. Alright, just gonna cut those off for oops, and that one there too. Alright. Use this up. This was what I was just using to test on the other one before I did the ink. I'm just going to texture around. I don't even know whether I'm using that piece of paper, but that's okay. That piece dry up. And I will come back when that's dry and we'll do the next step on this one.